All right, so Git and GitHub. So let me start off by telling you the difference between Git and GitHub and what these two different platforms and programs use and what it's all about. So Git you can think of, and I like this explanation, your code's time machine and public resume, because we're going to create resumes as we carry on with all the programs we're going to write, and you'll see the importance of that very soon. But Git is a software that you're going to load or upload and install onto your local machine. And what you can do is you can do something, and it's called initialize a directory, so that that directory's files can be monitored all the time for changes, even deletions, and so forth. If you choose a directory, it will monitor that directory, the files in it, the subdirectories, the files in those subdirectories, and even subdirectories, and so forth. Now, what makes it very nice is that as you program, at any time, you can say, commit these changes, and what that will mean is you're going to take a snapshot of your code as it is right now. You can then continue and make snapshots as you go along for that day when everything just falls over, and instead of having to start from scratch, you just go to the previous commit where everything just works. So that's why it's a time machine. You can go back in your code as far as you like. Even if you deleted files 2 months ago, you can go back, find those files, and restore them if you so wish. So as you know, happy coding, everything just works. You use AI, it makes mistakes. You copy paste the errors, it continues, all works great. Until one day, everything just breaks down. It might have been just a simple change somewhere, but you just can't figure out what happened. You can Control Z to undo things as many times as you like. Things just don't go back to a working state. So with Git, all you have to do is go to the previous commit, and everything is back the way it was. So that's peace of mind. Each commit you can think of as a little snapshot of how your code looks like right now. And it can be, for in this case, do a login for a user program where users can log in, or it might be changes to how, think of the pastry little thing we did previously. You can commit there and then continue, knowing that all code up to there worked. And then all these little commits are stored into a repository, and it's like the photo album of all your snapshots, right? So all your commits is stored there, as well as the program as you have it right now. So your whole directory that you are monitoring are there, and things will happen as normally. But at the same time, you have all these commits, so you can go back to where you were previously. Now, there's much more to it than that. And another thing is, you can think of it as a video game, that before you go for a big mission, you can save your game. So in case you get killed, you can just, go to that saved game and start over from just before the big mission started. Okay, so great peace of mind, but there's much more to it than that. For instance, 10, 20 people, programmers, can work together on one project, each having its own piece of the project. We call it, we branch the product out to, so you have branches of your main project, and different people can work on different branches. One person can work on the shopping cart, another can be working on maybe invoicing system and things like that. And in fact, I think that is, now Git was done by Linus Torvalds, the guy that started Linux. And at that time, especially in open source, even today, there's many people working on one project. And with Git, it became then possible to look at that code that was changed and then add it to the main piece of software, even if it's 10, 20 people working on it. But I'm stopping here right now. We're not going to look at GitHub. We're first going to install Git on our computers and then link it to Cursor. So Git, the URL for Git is git-scm.com, or you can just click Git in your web browser and it will bring you to this page. I will have a link of Git in this lesson just below this video. And this is the home page here. You can click on install for Windows or whatever your operating system is, Mac, Linux, and so forth. You can choose Git for Windows if you're running a Windows machine. Once it's downloaded, click on it, and you can very much just say next, 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 next until you hit the last prompt, and it will then install Git for you. So while Git installs for you, I'm sure it's already downloaded. It's very small on your computer. Click on it. Normally you can just go here and then click on this downloaded file there. And like I said, next, 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 let it install. It will take 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes of your time. Then when we go back to Cursor, oh, let me just get this cursor going again. There we go. So if we go back to Cursor, we can now install Git onto Cursor. Now the first thing that you can do in your terminal, here at the bottom, remember it's this button here that will toggle it on and off. You're going to use the command line every now and then. Mostly what will happen, Cursor will give you a command to run, because Cursor do not have full access to your computer, and you can run these commands in terminal. So the first thing you're going to run is git -v, and it will bring back the Git version for you. If not, and you get something like this, the term Git is not recognized, which I think is exactly what's going to happen for you. It means Git is installed, but the Cursor terminal command line cannot find it, and we need to add it to the path of Windows so Cursor can. And I just said, give me the command. So the first thing I did, I just copied this whole error and I put it in Cursor. Then I told Cursor, you know what's wrong? It says, well, it's probably not in the path. And I said, oh, okay, give me the command to put it in the Windows path. Because all programs needs to be in the Windows default path so that Windows know where to find that software. All right, because you can literally install software anywhere on your computer, and if you're going to just type Git and it's not in a path, it's not that it doesn't exist, it's just it can't find it, right? And what Git came back with was to say, if I just want to do it for this session, I must use this command. But that means next time I'm opening Cursor, Cursor will not see it again because it was not really physically placed into the application path. It's just available for this session, but it also gives me then this command if I want it to be there permanently. So I copied it. And after I copied it, I said git -v, and it didn't work because Cursor told me, you know what, close cursor down and then restart it. So I closed Cursor down, I restarted it, and yes, git -v now works. So if git -v works here in this terminal, it means Cursor can see it, all right? And I can now ask Cursor, can you see Git now? And let's see what it comes back with. Now, while it's coming back, and I'm sure your software is installed, restart your Cursor, and we'll be exactly on the same page. It's all right, you don't know I must run git -v or -- version. You can do that as well. All right, and it says it's available, but we know it's available because we could see it here. I'm just showing you that Cursor understand what Git is and so forth. And if you ever want to work with Git, use Cursor to do things like what was the last 3 commits we did, and it will show you the 3 snapshots and the commands for those snapshots. So we're going to stop here because I think you understand Git now. You download it, you installed it, so you have Git, we have Node.js, and we have everything we need to really start programming and creating our projects now, except of course for GitHub. But we will first look more in detail in Git in the next lesson, so that you can see all your files, all the changed files, and then how to commit things easily inside Cursor. So I'll see you in the next video. Bye.